Good morning, friends. Happy Saturday. It is day 11 of the New Leaf Meditation Challenge. Got a very special treat from you. Our friend Chris has been one of our volunteer meditation instructors in New Leaf for a few years now. Led a very cool beginners session at his local temple in Virginia last night. It was awesome. It was my perfect ending to my Friday. I recorded it with their permission, sharing it. He'll be doing this live for the rest of the Fridays for the month. So you can join at 8:30 on Friday evenings, and he'll be able to do a little question and answer. So particularly if you're new or if you're getting back into your practice, Chris has got some great experience and be a great chance to interact with one of our other great instructors. So check out this video and make sure you jump on the stream at 8:30 Eastern next Friday and come meditate with us. Thanks, guys. Happy Saturday.
Anthony, welcome. We had a great chance for a test last week, but we are going live this time. I believe we're in day 10 of the New Leaf Meditation Challenge, so we're about a third of the way through. And I am super excited that tonight that we are able to broadcast and record this session from here at our temple. And we are here in northern Alabama in the Temple Diaphragm, which is a universal Buddhist temple here in northern Alabama. We've got a small yet growing sangha of some awesome new and seasoned meditators. So for tonight's session, I'll just kind of give a real quick speedy tour of the temple so everybody can just see the temple. And I'll introduce some of the members of our sangha, let them introduce themselves. But first, I just want to show everybody just a quick overview of the temple here. And you can see our temple here has a beautiful Buddha that is, it's got just one of the things that I love the most about the temple is you've got the Buddha here with the neon behind him. It's got this beautiful mix of new and old, and then small temple but beautiful temple. Gotta first say hi to everybody. This is Corey and his wife. You guys want to say hi?
Howdy.
And this wonderful practitioner here who takes care of the temple for us. This is Lee. She is. I'm incredibly grateful to Lee. Lee, say hi to everybody. Lee is the maintainer of the temple, and I was incredibly lucky to find the temple when I moved here after I retired. So eternally grateful to Lee for maintaining the facility here. It's been a fantastic resource for all of us. So what I wanted to do tonight is, I know this is part of the 30-day meditation challenge, and I know we have the opportunity to have a lot of new students come into the temple and as well as to the meditation challenge. So I just want to go over some basic meditation, kind of 101, if you will, for the group. And for those of us that are joining online and for those of us that watch this online later, if you've been meditating for a while, a lot of this is some very basic meditation instruction, but it's a good time to potentially kind of check back in with your practice and see how this resonates with you. And for anyone that's meditating, that's new to meditation, that has or has not used some of these techniques before, as always, take what is beneficial, what resonates, and then everything else, set to the side and come back to it later and see if it is helpful. And if it's not helpful, again, like I said, set it to the side. So one of the things that I like to talk about before we begin a meditation session, and we generally sit here at the temple anywhere between 15 to 30 minutes. So keeping in mind that this is a beginner's meditation session, we'll keep our first meditation to 15 minutes just to get us started. And for those of you that are joining us, if you've not actually meditated and started a practice yet that's gone past the 5 and 10 minutes, just use that as kind of a stretch goal for tonight. And what some of the things that I'm going to talk about here shortly, can maybe help you expand out your practice. And if you can't make the 15 minutes, it's not an issue. Just stay with us as long as you can. So one of the first things that I like to talk about, and I'm going to actually, if it's okay, use some of the Sangha because it's great, is you want to, before meditation, you always want to try to find a posture that is two components to it. One is comfortable, because you want to be able to meditate and maintain a posture that is not going to challenge you with discomfort and potentially distract you. But the second thing is you want to have a posture that also allows you to maintain a certain level of alertness. So I actually want to just kind of scan through the crowd, and you can see some of them will, sit cross-legged. I love Corey's got his little bench there, and he actually sits on his knees. So, and correct me if I'm wrong, Corey, you made that yourself, right? I did. That's awesome. So a nice little piece of craftsmanship there that you can see from Corey. Can you see that? Is that showing up on the screen? Can you see that right there?
Yes.
Okay, great. And then Lee, you're sitting full lotus or half lotus. So Lee, you can see sits in a half lotus position here. Yeah. And I do kind of the same thing. So I don't know if anybody can see that, but no. So why that's important that I want to point out is you want to maintain a position that you can sit comfortably for anywhere between 5, 10, 15, out to hours, depending on what your practice supports. But you also want to have a position that you can maintain alertness, because this is comfortable, and there's multiple positions that you can meditate from. You don't have to sit on the floor. You could be seated in a chair. You could sit on the edge of a couch, a bed, wherever is comfortable. But these positions are designed to help you be comfortable, but also maintain alertness, because laying down is a very comfortable position. However, especially in my personal experience, it doesn't really lend itself to alertness. I tend to, fight bouts of narcolepsy sitting up as it is. I can't imagine lying down is going to be much better for me. So when you find that position, one of the other things you can do is, once you've found that position that allows you to maintain kind of a straight spine, not rigid, but straight enough to maintain that alert position, kind of a head position that's neutral, head centered over the neck, and a hand position. Generally, there we go, Corey, awesome. So just a comfortable hand position, one hand cupping the other, the thumbs touching. That's a great way to just hold the hands. That was my hand all over the screen. Thanks, sorry about that. But those are some good hand positions. You can put your hands in mudras. You can put your hands on the ends of your thighs, whatever. Yeah, hands open, palm up. You can see Lee's demonstrating that for us. So that's another beneficial position there. But once you've established that alert and comfortable position, one of the things we want to talk about next is the breathing. So one of the things that we want to do to prepare ourselves for a good meditation is, and you can probably hear it, I'm kind of struggling with the remnants of a head cold, is we want to prepare ourselves to breathe. So if you want to take a chance or a moment to blow your nose, clear your throat, take a deep breath, make sure you're not going to put yourself into a fit of coughing. It's kind of good to prepare yourself ahead of that, so that you're not wheezing or nose whistling, which I have done in the midst of a longer meditation. So what you want to do is just take a chance to kind of prepare the air pathways for an extended length of breathing. The other thing is, and that's a great segue into the next piece, is breathing itself. One of the things that I found extremely beneficial is breathing through the stomach, or the diaphragm, kind of letting the stomach and the belly expand as you breathe in, and then pull the belly button into the spine as you breathe out. And what that allows is for a deeper, fuller breath through the lungs that's not constricted into the upper portion of the chest, that allows you to breathe fully and with ease. So what we'll do is, at the beginning of the meditation, first few breaths that we will take, we will do so in that deep diaphragmatic breathing. And where that's important is, and where that's helpful, is it allows you to kind of detune the nervous system. It lets you kind of calm down. It kind of tells the brain biochemically that, hey, everything's cool. We've got an excess of oxygen, so we can really kind of calm down. So that kind of breathing. So we've talked about body position. We've talked about the breath. And one of the last things that I found very beneficial is setting intention prior to your sitting. So for some of you that this is your first time potentially, sitting 15 minutes, one of the things that I really like to do is set an intention. Now, this isn't like I will sit for 15 minutes and I will follow my breath. We don't want to kind of have that harsh component to it. What we want to do is kind of provide ourselves an intention and say, look, may I, over this next 15 minutes, peacefully follow my breath. Also acknowledging the fact that the mind will wander. That's what the mind does. I won't go into an extended narrative about the different parts of the mind and how one part of the mind's job is to think, but the awareness is the thing that we're really trying to train here, to be aware of where the breath is going, what the body's doing, how the breath feels in the body. So we want to set that intention that may I breathe peacefully for the next 15 minutes, aware of my breath and the feeling of the breath in the body. And that way you're setting the intention that not only am I paying attention to the breath, but anytime the mind wanders, I can come back to it. And it's not a yanking of the mind. It's not you're not admonishing yourself from wandering, understanding that it's going to happen. So may I breathe peacefully. And when the mind wanders, may I bring it back to the present moment in the breath. So once we've set the body, we've set the posture, and we've set the intention for the mind, I think that's a good place to start the meditation. Lee, or is there anybody that can set a 15-minute timer for us before we get going? Uh-oh. You got your phone. Sorry. We almost had a flawless victory here, but we're saved. We're saved by Jennifer. 15 minutes. So what we'll do is we'll start the meditation with 3 deep breaths, and I'll kind of talk us through that real quick. And then once we get through those 3 deep breaths, we want to let the body settle down into its natural breathing pace, and we just want to be mindfully aware of the breath as it comes into the body, and as we exhale, as the breath leaves the body. So we want to start with 3 deep breaths, and when we take these deep breaths, we want to really let the stomach expand open and let that diaphragm fall, let those lungs come full. So we want to take a deep breath in through the nose. We want to kind of hold it at the top for a second, hold that full set of lungs, and then slowly exhale, pulling the belly button into the spine, really collapsing the body, letting all that air out. Hold that at the bottom. Deep breath back in. Hold at the top for a moment. And then slowly let the breath out, feeling the air exhale through the nose, pulling the belly button in. And then one final time, we're going to take a deep breath into the nose. We're going to hold at the top and exhale. Gently let your eyes fall to the floor in front of you, letting the eyes relax their focus, closing the eyes if that's helpful. We're slowly just going to let the breath return to its natural pace. Let the breath slowly come in and then exhale out. I'm going to try to set the camera so that we can all meditate looking at the Buddha here. That's kind of nice. And just following the breath slowly. Mindful of the breath coming in. Mindful of the breath slowing down. right, everyone, that was a full 15-minute meditation. Anthony, this is kind of where I'll turn it back over to you for questions. Anthony, here you are. I don't know where we want to go from here. Normally what we'll do after our meditation sessions is kind of talk about the experience or anything that came up in the meditation. I don't know what who we've had join us, or if there's anything that you want to talk to before we kind of break away here, and then we'll just say a quick goodbye, I guess.
Yeah, I love this. Your instruction was great. I don't think I really appreciated the focus on the breath and sort of the kind of like easing into the practice. That was really helpful for me tonight. You guys have a beautiful space there. So you get a great group of folks. Pretty nice, pretty cool.
You broke up a little bit there at the end, Anthony, but we appreciate the opportunity to share the temple with everyone. And again, I would really like to say thank you to Lee for making the temple so possible for us here. We all depend on her generosity with keeping the temple open and available. So I guess to kind of close tonight out, I would just like to say thank you so much to Lee for keeping the temple open for us. And for everyone that's out there that gets a chance to watch this or joined us from us here in northern Alabama, we would like to say Amitofu, and may everyone have a wonderful rest of your weekend. And so thanks, everybody. And Anthony, we'll talk to you guys later.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Bye, Anthony.